Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now and just allow yourself to be exactly where you are in this moment. Whether you're feeling hopeful, frustrated, tired, or somewhere in between, you are welcome here. You are enough just as you are, and your desires matter deeply. I know what it feels like to long for something more in your life. Maybe you're yearning for deeper love, financial abundance, better health, meaningful work, or simply a sense of peace that seems to slip away just when you think you found it. These feelings are not signs of weakness or greed. They are the beautiful stirrings of your soul calling you toward growth and expansion. So many people carry a quiet ache in their hearts, a sense that there's something missing, something just out of reach. You might find yourself looking at others and wondering how they seem to effortlessly attract what they want while you feel like you're pushing against an invisible wall. This feeling of being stuck or blocked is one of the most human experiences we can have, and it often intensifies when we're lying in bed at night, our minds racing with worry or longing. Tonight, I want to share something with you that can begin to shift everything. It's simple, gentle, and requires nothing more than a pen, paper, and your willingness to open your heart to possibility. This isn't about forcing the universe to bend to your will or manipulating outcomes through sheer determination. This is about aligning yourself with the natural flow of creation that is always moving through you and around you. The practice I'm going to share with you tonight has the power to transform not just what shows up in your external world, but how you feel about yourself and your worthiness to receive all the good that life has to offer. It works because it meets you exactly where you are while gently guiding you toward where you want to be. There's no pressure to be perfect, no complicated rituals to remember, just a loving conversation between you and the infinite intelligence that beats your heart and grows your hair while you sleep. What makes this practice so powerful is that it works with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them. Your evening hours, those precious moments before sleep, are when your conscious mind begins to step aside and your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to new information. This is when the magic happens, when the seeds of tomorrow's reality are planted in the fertile soil of your resting consciousness. You don't need to understand exactly how this works for it to work for you. Just like you don't need to understand how your body digests food or how your lungs extract oxygen from the air, you can trust in processes that are far wiser than your thinking mind. Your job is simply to show up with an open heart and a willingness to try something new. The beautiful truth is that you are already a magnificent creator. You've been creating your reality all along, though much of it has been unconscious creation based on old patterns and beliefs you inherited from family, society, and past experiences. Now you have the opportunity to become a conscious creator, to deliberately plant the seeds of what you truly want to experience. This isn't about bypassing your current challenges or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about acknowledging where you are while simultaneously opening to where you're going. It's about honoring your human experience while remembering your spiritual nature. It's about being gentle with yourself as you learn to work with the laws of creation rather than against them. When we understand how our minds work, especially during the transition from waking to sleeping, we can begin to use this natural process to support our highest good. Your subconscious mind, that vast storehouse of memories, beliefs, and automatic responses, never sleeps. It's always working, always processing, always creating. The question is, what are you feeding it? Most of us have been unconsciously feeding our subconscious minds with worry, doubt, and repetitive thoughts that don't serve our highest good. We replay conversations that upset us. We rehearse scenarios we hope never happen, and we fall asleep with our minds churning over problems rather than possibilities. This is simply what we've learned to do, and there's no judgment here. But now you have the opportunity to learn a new way. Your subconscious mind is like the most devoted gardener you could ever employ. It takes whatever seeds you plant and tends them with unwavering dedication. It doesn't judge whether the seeds will grow into flowers or weeds. It simply ensures that whatever you plant will grow. This is why becoming conscious about what you're planting before sleep is so important. During the day, your conscious mind is busy analyzing, planning, and managing the details of your life. It's wonderful at solving problems and making decisions, but it can also get caught up in limiting beliefs and fears. As evening approaches and your body begins to wind down, your conscious mind naturally starts to relax its grip. This creates a window of opportunity where new ideas and beliefs can slip past your mental defenses and take root in your subconscious. The 8 hours you spend sleeping are not passive hours. They are active hours of internal processing, healing, and integration. Your body repairs itself, your emotions process the day's experiences, and your subconscious mind sorts through information, files away memories, and works on solutions to problems you've been pondering. This is also when your subconscious mind is most open to accepting new programming about what's possible for your life. Scientists have discovered that the brain waves we experience just before falling asleep are remarkably similar to the brain waves associated with deep meditation and hypnotic states. In these states, the critical analytical part of your mind steps back, and your deeper consciousness becomes more accessible. This is why people often have creative breakthroughs, emotional healings, or spiritual insights during these twilight moments of consciousness. When you begin to consciously work with this natural process, you're not trying to force anything to happen. You're simply aligning yourself with the way your mind and body already work. You're using your natural biology and psychology to support your dreams and desires rather than working against them. The subconscious mind operates in the present tense and responds to images, emotions, and repeated messages. It doesn't distinguish between what you're imagining and what you're actually experiencing. This is why athletes who visualize their performance often improve just as much as those who practice physically. Your subconscious mind treats vivid imagination as real experience and begins to create neural pathways that support that imagined reality. This understanding opens up extraordinary possibilities for healing and manifestation. When you feed your subconscious mind clear, positive, emotionally charged images and statements about what you want to experience, it begins to accept these as truth and starts working to bring them into physical reality. It does this by influencing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways that align with your desired outcomes. Now, let's talk about desire itself, because so many of us have complicated relationships with wanting things. Perhaps you were taught that desire is selfish, that spiritual people shouldn't want material things, or that wanting more than you have means you're ungrateful for what you already possess. These beliefs can create internal conflict that blocks the very flow of abundance you're seeking. The truth is that desire is sacred. Your desires are not random or meaningless. They are the universe's way of calling you forward into greater expression of who you truly are. When you feel drawn to create something, heal something, experience something, or share something, that's life force energy moving through you. Your desires are invitations to growth, expansion, and service. There's a profound difference between ego-driven wants and soul-level desires. Ego-driven wants often come from a sense of lack, comparison with others, or a belief that having certain things will finally make you feel worthy or complete. These wants tend to feel urgent, desperate, or attached to specific outcomes. Soul-level desires, on the other hand, feel more like a gentle pull towards something that would allow you to express more of your authentic self and contribute more to the world. Learning to distinguish between these two types of desire is crucial for conscious manifestation. When you're operating from ego-driven wants, you often create resistance because part of you knows that external things can't fill internal voids. But when you're aligned with soul-level desires, manifestation becomes more flowing and natural because you're working with the current of your authentic self rather than against it. Soul-level desires often feel scary and exciting at the same time. They might involve stepping into unknown territory, developing new aspects of yourself, or serving others in ways you've never considered. They require you to grow, which means leaving behind some of who you've been to become who you're meant to be. This growth edge is where the real magic happens. One way to connect with your authentic desires is to notice what you feel drawn to when you're in your most relaxed, open state. What activities make you lose track of time? What kind of conversations energize you? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What kind of impact would you want to have on the world if resources were unlimited? These questions can help you bypass your conditioned mind and connect with the deeper currents of your being. Another approach is to pay attention to what you appreciate in others. Often the qualities we admire in other people are qualities that want to emerge more fully in us. The success, creativity, kindness, or freedom you see in others can be a mirror showing you possibilities for your own life. Instead of feeling envious or inadequate when you see others living in ways you'd like to live, you can use these observations as clues about your own authentic desires. Your desires also evolve as you do. What you wanted 5 years ago might not resonate with who you are today, and that's perfectly natural. Growth involves outgrowing old dreams and growing into new ones. This is why it's important to regularly check in with yourself about what you truly want, rather than continuing to pursue goals that no longer align with your authentic self. Sometimes your authentic desires might seem impractical or impossible from where you currently stand. Your rational mind might immediately jump in with all the reasons why what you want can't happen. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but the kind of faith that recognizes you don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't need to know how your desires will manifest. You just need to be clear about what you want and willing to follow the guidance that emerges. Creating the right environment for this practice is like preparing sacred ground for planting a garden. Just as a gardener wouldn't scatter seeds on hard, rocky soil, you want to create conditions that support the gentle work you're about to do with your subconscious mind. This isn't about perfection or having an elaborate setup. It's about creating a sense of peace and intention that signals to your entire being that something special is about to happen. Your bedroom, the space where you'll be doing this practice, holds so much energy from all the nights you've spent there. Some of that energy might be peaceful and restful, while some might carry the residue of worries, arguments, or restless nights. Before you begin your new practice, it's beautiful to consciously clear this space and fill it with the energy of love and possibility. Start by simply looking around your bedroom with fresh eyes. Notice what makes you feel calm and what might be creating subtle stress. Perhaps there are piles of clothes that remind you of tasks left undone, or electronics that keep you connected to the busy energy of the day. You don't need to completely redecorate. Small changes can make a profound difference in how the space feels. Consider removing or covering electronic devices, or at least turning them off completely. The blue light from screens can interfere with your body's natural production of melatonin, but more importantly, these devices keep you energetically connected to the external world when you're trying to turn inward. Your phone, tablet, or computer might feel essential, but for these precious evening moments, They serve as distractions from the deeper work you're doing. Lighting plays a crucial role in preparing your nervous system for rest and receptivity. Harsh overhead lights signal to your body that it's still daytime and time to be alert and active. Soft, warm lighting tells your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. Candles, salt lamps, or dimmed bedside lights create an atmosphere that naturally shifts your consciousness from the busy beta brain waves of daytime to the more relaxed alpha and theta waves that support manifestation work. The temperature and air quality in your room also affect your ability to relax deeply. A slightly cool room often supports better sleep, while stuffy or overheated spaces can create restlessness. If possible, allow some fresh air to circulate, or use a fan to create gentle movement in the air. These small environmental adjustments signal to your subconscious mind that you're creating optimal conditions for rest and renewal. Some people find that gentle instrumental music or nature sounds help them transition from the day's activities to evening stillness. Others prefer complete silence. Trust your own preferences here, but avoid music with lyrics or complex melodies that might engage your thinking mind rather than allowing it to settle. The goal is to create an audio environment that supports inner quietude rather than mental stimulation. Your bedtime routine becomes a bridge between your active day and your receptive evening practice. This routine doesn't need to be lengthy or complicated, but it should signal to your mind and body that you're shifting gears. Perhaps you take a warm bath or shower, washing away not just the physical residue of the day, but also any emotional or mental heaviness you've been carrying. As the water flows over your body, you can consciously release anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Many people find that changing into special sleepwear helps create a psychological boundary between day and night. Your pajamas or nightgown become a signal to your subconscious that it's time to let go of the day's concerns and open to the magic of evening. Choose sleepwear that feels soft and comfortable against your skin, because when your body feels cared for, your mind more easily relaxes. Your body holds the experiences of each day, both the joyful moments and the stressful ones. Before you begin your writing practice, it's helpful to do something that helps your body release accumulated tension. This might be gentle stretching, a few deep breaths, or simply placing your hands on your heart and acknowledging yourself for everything you navigated during the day. Your body has been your faithful companion through every experience, and this moment of appreciation helps create harmony between your physical and emotional being. The mind-body connection is particularly important as you prepare for sleep because your body's state directly influences your mind's receptivity. When your body is tense, worried, or uncomfortable, your mind tends to mirror that state. But when your body feels safe, comfortable, and cared for, your mind naturally becomes more open and trusting. This is why athletes and performers spend so much time preparing their bodies. They understand that physical preparation supports mental and emotional readiness. Your breath is one of the most powerful tools you have for shifting from day consciousness to evening receptivity. Unlike your heartbeat or digestion, your breath is something you can consciously influence, and it directly affects your nervous system. A few minutes of deeper, slower breathing can shift you from the sympathetic nervous system response of daily activity to the parasympathetic response that supports rest and healing. Try breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, and breathing out for a count of 6. This simple pattern activates your body's relaxation response and helps quiet mental chatter. As you breathe, you might notice thoughts about the day or concerns about tomorrow arising. This is completely natural. Simply acknowledge these thoughts with kindness and gently return your attention to your breath. The energy you bring to your evening practice matters more than perfect environmental conditions. If you're staying in a hotel room, sleeping at someone else's house, or dealing with circumstances beyond your control, you can still create a sense of sacred space through your intention and attention. The most important environment is your internal environment, the quality of love, acceptance, and possibility you bring to yourself in these moments. Now let's explore why the act of writing has such unique power to transform your inner and outer reality. When you think a thought, it exists in the realm of mental energy. When you speak a thought, it moves into the physical world through vibration and sound. But when you write a thought, something magical happens. You engage your whole being in the creative process. Writing is fundamentally different from thinking because it requires you to slow down and choose your words consciously. Your thinking mind can race from one idea to another in seconds, often without any clear direction or purpose. But writing demands that you capture thoughts and give them form. This process naturally clarifies your thinking and helps you discover what you truly mean to say. When you pick up a pen and place it on paper, you create a physical connection between your inner world and the outer world. The thoughts and desires that have been swirling in your mind suddenly have weight, texture, and visual form. They become real in a way that thinking alone cannot accomplish. This is why so many writers talk about discovering what they think through the process of writing. The act itself reveals and clarifies. Your handwriting carries your unique energy signature, unlike typing on a computer, which creates uniform letters and spacing. Handwriting is intimately personal. The pressure you apply, the size of your letters, the flow of your words across the page, all of these elements carry emotional and energetic information. When you write your desires by hand, you literally pour your life force energy into the words. There's also something profoundly grounding about the physical sensation of pen on paper. In our increasingly digital world, this simple tactile experience reconnects you with the material realm where your desires will eventually manifest. The sound of the pen moving across paper, the slight resistance of the writing surface, the visual appearance of ink forming letters, all of these sensory elements help anchor your intentions in physical reality. Research has shown that handwriting activates different areas of the brain than typing or speaking. The motor cortex, which controls movement, works together with areas involved in thinking and memory to create a full brain experience. This integration helps encode your written desires more deeply in your consciousness and makes them more likely to influence your thoughts and behaviors in the days that follow. The permanence of written words also gives them special power. Unlike thoughts that come and go or spoken words that dissipate into the air, written words remain. You can return to them, read them again, and feel their energy anew. This permanence creates a sense of commitment and seriousness that can strengthen your resolve and deepen your faith in what you're creating. Many ancient traditions recognize the power of written words to shape reality. Sacred texts, spells, prayers, and intentions were often written rather than simply spoken because writing was understood to be a form of magic, the magic of making the invisible visible, of giving form to the formless. When you write your desires, you participate in this ancient understanding that words have creative power. The act of writing also slows down time in a beautiful way. In our fast-paced world, we're accustomed to instant communication and rapid-fire exchanges of information, but handwriting requires patience and presence. You cannot rush through the process without sacrificing clarity and beauty. This natural slowing down creates space for deeper insights and more authentic expression to emerge. There's also something deeply personal and intimate about handwriting that makes it perfect for manifestation work. Your handwriting is as unique as your fingerprints, and no one else will ever form letters exactly the way you do. This uniqueness means that when you write your desires, you're not just recording words, You're creating a personal signature on your intentions that carries your individual essence. Now, let me share with you the simple yet powerful three-step formula that transforms your bedtime writing from mere journaling into a manifestation practice that works with the deepest levels of your consciousness. This formula honors where you are right now while gently guiding you toward where you want to be. It's designed to feel natural and flowing rather than forced or mechanical. The first step is gratitude acknowledgement, and this is where you begin each evening's practice. Gratitude is not just a nice idea or a spiritual concept. It's a powerful force that shifts your entire energetic vibration. When you begin your writing practice by acknowledging what you're grateful for, you immediately align yourself with abundance rather than lack, appreciation rather than complaint, fullness rather than emptiness. Start by writing about 3 to 5 things from your day that you genuinely appreciate. These don't have to be major events or perfect moments. Perhaps you enjoyed your morning coffee, received a kind text from a friend, noticed beautiful clouds, or simply felt grateful for your ability to breathe easily. The key is to write about specific experiences rather than general concepts, and to really feel the appreciation as you write. As you write each item of gratitude, take a moment to remember the experience fully. Let yourself feel again the warmth of the coffee, the joy of connection with your friend, the beauty of the sky, or the miracle of your healthy body. This isn't just an intellectual exercise. You're using gratitude to create a felt sense of abundance that prepares your consciousness to receive even more. Gratitude works because it puts you in harmony with the giving nature of the universe. When you acknowledge the gifts you've already received, you demonstrate trust that more gifts are available to you. Your subconscious mind registers this trust and begins to look for evidence that supports it. You literally train your consciousness to notice abundance rather than scarcity. The second step is writing your desires in present tense as if they are already true in your life. This is where you clearly and specifically describe what you want to experience, but you write it as if it's already happening. Instead of writing, "I want to feel confident," you write, "I feel confident and capable in all areas of my life." Instead of, "I hope to find love," you write, "I am loved and cherished by a wonderful partner who appreciates all of who I am." This present tense writing is crucial because your subconscious mind operates in the eternal now. It doesn't understand future tense in the way your conscious mind does. When you write about your desires as future possibilities, your subconscious keeps them in the future. But when you write about them as present realities, your subconscious begins to accept them as truth and works to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with these new realities. As you write each desire, include sensory details and emotional qualities. How does it feel to live this reality? What do you see, hear, smell, or touch in this desired experience? The more vivid and multidimensional you can make your descriptions, the more real they become to your subconscious mind. This isn't about forcing specific outcomes or trying to control exactly how your desires manifest. It's about getting clear on the essence of what you want to experience. The third step is surrender and trust statements, where you release your desires to the wisdom of the universe and affirm your faith in the process. This step prevents you from gripping too tightly to specific outcomes and allows space for your desires to manifest in ways that might be even better than what you originally imagined. You might write something like, "I trust that all of my desires are manifesting in perfect timing for my highest good," or "I release these intentions with love and faith, knowing that the universe supports my happiness and growth." This surrender step is often the most challenging for people who are used to trying to control outcomes through effort and willpower. But true manifestation requires a balance of clear intention and graceful allowing. You plant the seeds through your gratitude and desire statements, and then you trust the soil, the rain, and the sun to do their work. Your job is to tend the garden of your consciousness with love and patience, not to try to force flowers to bloom. The words you choose to speak to yourself before sleep become like gentle lullabies to your subconscious mind. But instead of simply helping you rest, they program your consciousness for tomorrow's possibilities. Affirmations are not empty positive thinking or attempts to convince yourself of things that aren't true. They are conscious choices about which thoughts you want to strengthen and which beliefs you want to cultivate in the garden of your mind. When you speak or write an affirmation, you are not lying to yourself about your current circumstances. You are declaring your intention to align with a higher possibility. If you're struggling financially and you affirm, "I am abundantly provided for," you're not denying your current challenges. You're choosing to water the seed of abundance rather than the weed of scarcity. You're giving your subconscious mind a new direction to move toward. The most powerful affirmations for bedtime manifestation work are those that feel like a gentle stretch rather than a complete fantasy. They should feel both inspiring and believable to you. If an affirmation creates resistance or feels completely untrue, it may be too big a leap for your current belief system. This doesn't mean you should settle for small dreams, but rather that you might need to build bridges to those dreams with intermediate affirmations. For attracting love and relationships, you might begin with affirmations like, "I am worthy of love and kindness," or "Love flows easily to me and through me." These statements help heal any underlying feelings of unworthiness that might be blocking love from entering your life. As these feel more natural, you can expand to, "I attract loving, supportive people into my life," or "My heart is open to giving and receiving deep, authentic love." When working with financial abundance, start with affirmations that address your relationship with money and worthiness. "I deserve to be financially secure and comfortable," or "Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." These help dissolve the guilt, fear, or negative programming around money that many of us inherited from family or society. You can then move toward, "I am grateful for my growing financial abundance," or "I attract opportunities that create wealth and allow me to serve others." For health and vitality, your affirmations might include, "My body knows how to heal and is healing now," or "Every cell in my body radiates health and energy." These work particularly well because your body is indeed designed to heal and maintain itself when given proper support. You're not asking your body to do something unnatural. You're reminding it of its innate wisdom and capability. Career and purpose affirmations can be especially powerful because they often connect to your deeper sense of meaning and contribution. Try, "I am guided to work that fulfills me and serves others," or "My unique gifts are valued and rewarded in the world." These affirmations help align you with opportunities that match your authentic self rather than just any job or income. The key to effective affirmations is to speak them with feeling rather than just reciting words mechanically. As you write or say each affirmation, pause for a moment and try to connect with the emotional truth of the statement. How would it feel to live this reality? What would be different in your daily experience? This emotional engagement is what gives affirmations their power to create change. Some people find it helpful to begin their affirmations with phrases like, "I am in the process of," or "I am open to," if the direct statements feel too challenging at first. "I am in the process of attracting my perfect partner," or "I am open to receiving financial abundance," can feel more comfortable while still directing your consciousness toward your desires. Your affirmations can also address the process of manifestation itself. I trust in the perfect timing of my life, or I allow my desires to manifest with ease and grace, help you stay relaxed and receptive rather than anxious or controlling about outcomes. These meta-affirmations support your overall manifestation practice by cultivating patience and faith. Even with the most beautiful intentions and perfect practices, you may sometimes encounter internal resistance to manifesting your desires. This resistance is not a sign that you're doing something wrong or that manifestation doesn't work. It's often a sign that you're touching on deep patterns or beliefs that have been protecting you in some way, and they need gentle attention and healing before they can transform. One of the most common blocks is the belief that you don't deserve what you're asking for. This unworthiness programming often runs so deep that you might not even be conscious of it. You might notice that every time you begin to feel hopeful about your desires, a voice in your head reminds you of your past mistakes, your current limitations, or all the reasons why other people deserve good things more than you do. When this happens, please be gentle with yourself. These voices often developed when you were very young as attempts to keep you safe, loved, or accepted. Perhaps you learned that wanting things made you appear greedy or selfish. Maybe you discovered that disappointment hurt less if you didn't hope for too much. These strategies might have served you once, but they no longer serve the person you're becoming. The way to work with unworthiness is not to fight it or try to convince yourself it's wrong. Instead, you can acknowledge it with compassion while choosing a different direction. I notice the part of me that feels unworthy, and I send it love. I choose to open to my inherent worthiness as a child of the universe. This approach honors your protective mechanisms while gently expanding beyond them. Fear is another common companion on the manifestation journey. You might fear that getting what you want will change you in ways that feel scary, or that you'll lose it once you have it, or that success will create new problems you're not prepared to handle. These fears are also messengers pointing toward areas where you might need more self-trust or support. When fear arises, breathe with it rather than trying to push it away. Fear often carries wisdom about what you need to develop or heal as you grow into your expanded life. If you're afraid of success, you might need to cultivate stronger boundaries or learn to manage your energy differently. If you're afraid of loss, you might need to develop deeper faith in your ability to handle whatever life brings. Impatience is perhaps the most universal challenge in manifestation work. We live in a culture of instant gratification, and it's natural to want your desires to manifest immediately. When you've been practicing for days or weeks and don't see dramatic external changes, it's easy to conclude that the process isn't working. But manifestation often works from the inside out, with internal shifts preceding external changes by weeks or months. The antidote to impatience is to fall in love with the process itself rather than being attached only to the outcome. Each night that you practice gratitude, you're training your consciousness to notice abundance. Each time you write your desires in present tense, you're strengthening your faith in possibility. Each moment you surrender and trust, you're developing spiritual muscles that will serve you far beyond any specific manifestation. Doubt is another frequent visitor, especially if you've tried other approaches to creating change without seeing results. Your rational mind might tell you that writing in a journal can't possibly change your external circumstances. This doubt doesn't mean you lack faith. It often means you're intelligent enough to question things that seem too simple or too good to be true. The beautiful thing about this practice is that you don't need to believe in it completely for it to work. You just need to be willing to try it consistently. Your results will speak for themselves, and often in ways you don't expect. You might notice that you feel calmer, more optimistic, or more in tune with opportunities. You might find yourself taking actions that align with your desires without consciously planning them. These internal shifts are often the first signs that the process is working. Making this practice sustainable and enjoyable is crucial for long-term success. Many people start manifestation practices with great enthusiasm, but abandon them when they don't see immediate results or when life gets busy. The key is to make this practice so nurturing and pleasant that you look forward to it rather than seeing it as another task on your to-do list. Start with the understanding that this is a gift you give yourself rather than an obligation you must fulfill. These few minutes before sleep are your time to connect with your deepest dreams and highest possibilities. They're a refuge from the demands and stresses of daily life, a sanctuary where you can remember who you truly are and what you're truly capable of creating. Keep your writing materials somewhere special and easily accessible. Perhaps you have a beautiful journal that makes you smile when you see it, or a pen that feels smooth and pleasant in your hand. These small details matter because they signal to your subconscious that this practice is important and worthy of beautiful tools. If you miss a night or even several nights, simply return to the practice without judgment. Life happens, and there will be times when you fall asleep before you remember to write, or when you're traveling and don't have your usual setup. This doesn't mean you failed or broken some cosmic law. It simply means you're human, and humans sometimes need flexibility and forgiveness. You might find it helpful to adapt the practice for different seasons of your life. During busy periods, you might write just one sentence of gratitude and one desire statement. During times when you have more space, you might expand your writing to include more detailed visions and longer affirmations. The practice should serve you, not the other way around. Some people enjoy sharing this practice with partners or family members, perhaps reading their gratitude statements aloud or discussing their dreams and desires together. Others prefer to keep their manifestation writing completely private. Both approaches are beautiful. Trust what feels right for you and your relationships. Pay attention to small signs that your practice is working. You might notice that you sleep more peacefully, wake up feeling more optimistic, or find yourself naturally making choices that align with your written desires. These subtle shifts are often more significant than dramatic external changes because they indicate that your consciousness is genuinely transforming. You might also notice that your desires themselves evolve as you practice. What you thought you wanted might shift into something even more aligned with your authentic self. This is not a sign that the practice isn't working. It's a sign that you're growing and becoming clearer about what truly matters to you. Allow your desires to mature and develop just as you do. The practice becomes most powerful when it feels like a natural part of your evening routine rather than something special you have to remember to do. Just as you brush your teeth and put on your pajamas without thinking about it, this conscious connection with your desires can become an automatic part of preparing for sleep. Consider this practice an investment in tomorrow's possibilities that you make with today's consciousness. Every night that you choose gratitude over complaint, possibility over limitation, and trust over fear, you're depositing energy into a cosmic account that pays dividends in ways you cannot yet imagine. You're training your mind to be an ally in creating the life you want rather than an obstacle to it. The ripple effects of this practice extend far beyond your personal desires. When you align with gratitude, joy, and possibility before sleep, you emanate those qualities into your relationships and environment. You become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others who are also learning to consciously create their lives. Your transformation gives others permission to transform as well. As we come to the close of our time together tonight, I want you to know that you have everything within you right now to begin this beautiful practice. You don't need special training, expensive tools, or perfect circumstances. You need only your willingness to try something new and your commitment to treating yourself with the love and attention you deserve. The desires in your heart are not accidents or wishful thinking. They are the universe's way of calling you toward greater expression of who you truly are. When you honor these desires through conscious practice, you honor the creative force that lives within you. You become a conscious participant in the eternal dance of creation rather than a passive observer of life happening to you. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember that you are not just resting your body, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Choose those seeds with love, tend them with faith, and trust in the perfect timing of their flowering. Your future self is already thanking you for the love and intention you bring to these precious moments before sleep. The pen in your hand is a wand, the paper before you is sacred ground, and the words you write are spells of transformation that ripple out into the quantum field of infinite possibility. You are not just hoping for a better tomorrow. You are actively creating it through the choices you make in this eternal now. Sleep well, beautiful soul, knowing that you are loved, supported, and capable of manifesting your heart's deepest desires. Your new life begins tonight, one grateful breath and one loving word at a time.